Hello, friends. I hope you're all well. I've had the privilege the past few weeks to speak with school district administrators, principals, superintendents, counselors, and teachers, regular ed and special ed. I've had the privilege to talk with parents, and I've had the incredible privilege to talk to children, students, elementary, middle school, and high school. Everyone's concerned about getting back to school. Everyone wants to get back to school. And everybody wants to get back to school with the old normal. The principal need in that old normal is human contact. What I hear more and more of from people I really respect and deeply care about is they miss connection. They miss relationship. They miss human contact. Now, there are many different ways we may re-enter school next year in August and September. We may be back 100% virtually again. We may be back 100% in person with CDC guidelines of masks and 6-foot distancing. I'm really not sure, excuse me, how that can happen in a school. Schools are just not big enough. We may be back in a hybrid style. Some children coming in one day, some children coming in another day. I'm not sure what the best plan is to come back. I am sure what we need to do when we come back. However we come back, we need to reconnect. We need to build relationships, and we need to build community. Every child needs connection with their teacher. Every child needs to feel part of a safe, emotional learning community. So what do? I strongly recommend we focus on the 5 competencies of social emotional learning. That first day back, whether it is virtual, in person, or hybrid, we focus on self-awareness. And we begin to ask folks how they're feeling, because self-awareness is identifying feelings. And my experience the past few months, as I've worked with teachers and administrators across the country, people want to talk about how they feel. Please remember, when we talk, when we give voice to how we feel, those feelings of stress and anxiety and disconnection, they dissipate. It's like taking a breath. With the inhale, all that challenge is building up. And the exhalation, we relax. When we speak our truth, when we know that somebody genuinely cares about how we feel, we relax. So as the children come in, for my elementary friends, you're incredibly comfortable with morning meeting. You're sitting in a circle and you're asking folks how they feel that day, the feelings they've been through. Also ask them what they're excited about, what they're looking forward to. And that can begin to shift into a positive future. My middle school and high school friends, an advisory period, an advocacy period, or at least an extended homeroom. Again, looking at identifying emotions and feelings. Allowing children to do some activity around perception of themselves, perception of others. Please don't Please don't minimize the power of a human scavenger hunt or a human treasure hunt, and finding things out about each other and finding things out about the school, particularly for those new students. Over the first couple weeks, allow students to start to assess, start to identify their strengths, start to identify their personality traits, characteristics, and core values that allow them to make it through the challenging times. And teachers, we need to do the same. We absolutely need to do the same in all of our pre-service work, in-service work, and professional development. We can't help our children until we help ourselves. And as we help everybody identify their strengths, we also need to be aware and speak with honesty and vulnerability about our challenges and our needs. When we have a safe emotional environment, that's so important. Today, as our country bubbles up with racism, we must create an environment that supports anti-racism. We must create opportunities to respect every different culture and every different ethnicity and every different life. And remember that we must be a safe place, physically and emotionally. We will build our children's self-confidence as we work with them interpersonally to build community. And we'll teach our children how to stand up for themselves, how to speak their truth with kindness and respect, and how to listen to the truth of others, even though it may be different. And after that first couple weeks of school, we start to move into self-management skills, helping our children with a full value contract. That's my language. That's the language of my friends and colleagues the past 30 years. What does that mean? It's our ground rules for the classroom. It's our ground rules for the school. We simply say we agree to lift each other up emotionally, to keep each other safe. We agree to give and receive honest feedback. When we discuss something, when we work through something, when we shared our truth, we let it go and we move on. We agree to keep each other physically safe. We agree to keep each other emotionally safe. We agree to give and receive honest feedback. And once we've worked through a challenge, we let go and we move on. Your rules may be simpler. They may be more complicated. I like it, keeping it simple. Whatever they may be, they must be introduced the first day of school. They must be reinforced over and over and over again until they become norms. So obviously we're making them public. We're posting them in the room and in the school. We're also working on stress management, providing students opportunity to assess their challenges, assess their strengths and fears, and let them know where the resources are in school, starting with you, their teacher, that they trust and care about, because everything has to be built on trust. We move to social awareness, that incredible opportunity that we have to look at each individual, no matter the color of their skin, no matter their dress, no matter their religion, no matter their language, no matter their ability or disability. We look at every single human being and know that inside of them is the same that is inside of us. And we respect their diversity, and we respect their culture, and we respect their ethnicity, and we respect where they come from, and we respect what they love, and we celebrate our diversity, and we do everything possible to create an equitable educational environment for everyone. And we remember we have so much in common. As we celebrate our differences, we also recognize our similarities. And we go deeper to look for the building of relationship skills. We build community, we pair and share, virtually or in person. We go from pairs to fours. And we get some comfort there, and we get some security there, and we become known. And trust is built in those pairs and those foursomes. And then maybe in a week or two, we grow to a group of 8, but no more than that for a while. Let that trust build. Let that comfort build. Yes, weave in large group activity. Absolutely. After week 1, start to weave in your academic content. But week 1 needs to be held sacred for social emotional learning and community building. But remember, as we weave in that content, we're always connecting to the social emotional. And that can be as simple as greeting people off the bus, greeting people as they walk in the building, greeting people as they walk in your room, calling people by name. In the time of the pandemic, we can't high five, we can't elbow, we can't fist bump, but we can look someone in the eye. And we can nod our head. And we can smile so brightly that even our eyes light up. And as we move from relationship building, we take self-awareness, we take self-management, we take social awareness and relationship skills. And we pull them together, and we, as teachers and educators, and we as a classroom, and we as a school building, we become responsible decision makers. And responsible decision makers, if we are in person, responsible decision makers wear a mask. Responsible decision makers wash their hands for at least 20 seconds. You can sing happy birthday a few times. Or you may have your own methods of keeping 20 seconds. And we respect our school rules. And when there is a problem, we identify it and we do not shy away from it. We may be uncomfortable with having discussions about racism. It's time we get past our discomfort. Imagine our brothers and sisters who have been the targets of racism. They've been uncomfortable and afraid for hundreds of years. We can allow ourselves a few moments of discomfort to move into a deep discussion about what our children need and what our colleagues need and what our neighbors, families, and communities need. If we're uncomfortable, it simply means we're leading. If we're uncomfortable, it means we're ready to be courageous. It's time. It's time for ethics. It's time for moral decisions. It's time for ethical and responsible, character-based activities, values-based activities. It's time to bring all the good that we've ever learned into the light of our children's education, into the light of our interactions and professional development, and into the light of this country. It's time we speak clearly and loudly that our children's need for social emotional connection, relationship, and learning is essential as we go back to school. Thank you, my friends.